Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for December 18th. We're looking at the Euro USD. This pair don't necessarily have a trade for you, but I want to look at this last session. As you can see, this is where the current market is, and this was the last session. Now, what I want to show you is the US session started right on this bar right here. And so you can see that we had some market action prior to that. We have a low here and we have a high here. Now, let's take a look at what the range is between those two, basically right up to the US session. We have 36 here. It's actually 32 there. So about 33 pips worth of movement. The average range in the Euro USD pair is going to be more in the 90s. Sometimes it drifts up into the hundreds, depending on what time period you're looking at. I usually use a 20-day or 20 bar rather session on the day time frame. So the average daily range is going to be somewhere between 90 and 100 pips. So what's interesting about that is when you go through the Asian session and the European session and we have less than, say, 45 pips, at that point we have a situation where it's either going to be an extremely flat day or it's going to break out in the US session. As you can see here, had you just done a simple horizontal line off of the high and then a simple horizontal line off of the low, and basically use the previous areas of resistance and support for your stop losses. So when it broke above the 131.87 mark, I would have probably used this area because that was the last area of support to the downside that we saw. So risking about 17 to 18 pips, and then looking to at least do that, if not double or triple that. Doubling would have been right around this area. As you can see, it did continue a little bit higher. At the peak was about 49 pips. Definitely could have gotten out, double 1-to-1 for sure. 18 pip risk, 18 pip profit. Definitely could have done a 36 pip double that to the upside. So this is one of those situations where if you see a very, very thin day at the start or during the US session, pay close attention because a breakout is definitely imminent. So go ahead and take that information forward, and hopefully you can make some money with it. Now, as far as news announcements go, tomorrow we have the Bank of England releasing their minutes for October at 4:30 a.m. Eastern. No consensus given. Then at 2:45 p.m. Eastern, we have the gross domestic product for the third quarter being released for New Zealand. Consensus on that is that it has, for the quarter, has dropped from 0.6% down to 0.4%. Year to date showing a slight drop from 2.6 down to 2.5. Now let's take a look at our ranges for this next session. We will need to go over to the hour time frame. And on the hour time frame, the US-Japanese yen pair closed up during this last session, creating an inside bar, has broken through that already. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 84.72, possibly as low as 83.56. Look for some resistance around 84.50, and look for some support around 83.75. Now the Euro-USD pair broke to the upside. We are looking for it to continue in that upward movement, possibly going as high as 133.21, possibly as low as 131.11. Look for some resistance around 132.50, and look for some support around 131.50. Now the pound-US dollar pair closed higher, continuing to move in that direction. Look for it to potentially go as high as 163.13. Possibly as low as 161.57. Look for some resistance around 162.75, and look for some support around 161.95. Now the US Swiss reversed and is moving lower, reversed from Monday's upward move. Obviously, long term we are headed to the downside. However, on a reversal, we could go as high as 0.9216. possibly as low as 0.9060. Look for some resistance around 0.9175 and look for some support around the 0.9115 mark. Well, that wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.